Hey, we're here on the ACI North America show floor. I'm here with Nate Maloney from Leonardo.
Thanks for having me.
Leonardo does a ton of stuff, and so I'm here to talk to Nate about what that encompasses. So Leonardo is based in Italy.
Yeah, so Leonardo is one of the world's largest aerospace defense companies. We do about $30 billion in revenue. We have 70,000 employees. We do everything from make aircraft to support aircraft, and then a whole military side of the business that does armored plating vehicles and night vision goggles and all kinds of stuff that are used in warfare. But our business focuses on the civil side. So we're doing things like baggage handling and situational awareness.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. It's a couple weeks ago I was at another trade show and we had a stand that was totally integrated airport solutions. So 7 different divisions were participating to showcase what we can do for a complete airport.
So let's talk a little bit about one of your products in particular, because in the U.S. market, or North America in general?
North America, yeah.
So you're focused on Aeroboss.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about Aeroboss and what it does.
Sure. So Aeroboss is a situational awareness tool for surface management. So what it does is it provides GPS location for all the vehicles that are on a runway. So support vehicles, fuelage vehicles, maintenance, construction, you name it. If it's driving on the airport runway, we want to monitor it so that we're making sure that there are no incursions happening that will turn down, encumber traffic on the runway, right?
Yeah,
if you have an
for
accident, so it's downtime. So we want to avoid accidents. So that's what Aeroboss does. It's a situational awareness tool in real time.
And so in the tower, what would they see? What would it look like?
So the tower's kind of an optional piece. Really the focus is on the driver and the vehicle. So each vehicle gets a display that shows all the other traffic around the airport, but then it has alarms within the system. So if there's an area where the driver should not be going, an alarm would come up and tell them, don't drive there. The tower could have access to the same console and then be able to notify other personnel on where it's going, but it's really all about the driver. It's keeping the driver informed about potential obstructions and obstacles so that they can avoid them.
It almost sounds like a video game. What the driver sees.
Yes, it's all, and I think that's probably smart technology considering how our youth today grows up with video games and their eye-hand coordination, and we talked to a prospective customer and he was asking, can the driver, can it be a touchscreen tablet so that the driver can pinpoint where he is? And we said, sure, it could be a touchscreen tablet. So, making it efficient for the end user is part of our goal as well. So we're always listening to our customers on what we can do to enhance the solution so that they'll want to use it. Not what our idea of what the solution should be, but actually theirs.
Tell me a little bit more about Snowboss, because that takes that a step further, right?
Yeah, so Snowboss is actually to help with the management in the Northeast and the Northwest in areas where there's heavy snow and low visibility during whiteout conditions. So it's really helping those gangs of snow removal vehicles work in tandem together and allowing them to not hit each other, really. At the end of the day, when they're working that close in a pattern, you want to make sure that there's the right amount of distance, and there are times when you can't see more than a foot in front of you. So when you have another 70 or 80,000 pound vehicle barreling down the runway,
airport highway,
the runway, you want to make sure that you're in a safe distance and operating environment. Because again, if they collide, that's downtime for the airport, and we don't want that to happen.
For sure. So tell me, what else is Leonardo doing, especially in the North American market?
Yeah, so our core business is land-based ground nav aids. So ILS, DME, VOR.
Wait, hold on. Tell me what those mean so that our audience knows too.
So
they might not know.
So simply, they're the tools that airports use to guide airplanes into a safe landing. So they measure the distance either vertically or horizontally in space of the airplane so that they know where the runway is so that they land appropriately without incident. Right. So we provide those solutions. The FAA is our biggest customer in the U.S. So the way procurement works is FAA really procures all these ground-based nav aids for the airports. So we work in tandem with the FAA to help modernize the air traffic of North America.
Okay. So if you're trying to explain to somebody what Leonardo does that's not familiar with Leonardo, What's your competitive edge?
So our competitors, we're innovative. We spend a lot in research and development. We look at opportunities within the market space. So AeroBoss, we didn't invent. It was some colleagues knew of this company, and so we've signed an agreement to distribute the product. So we're always forward thinking in the sense of we don't need to develop it from the ground up. We can look at partners and come to a collaborative decision-making process to bring products to the market that make sense.
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it.
Yeah, and it's benefited us on several lines of business. One of the other lines I oversee is land mobile radios. So when you think about a utility crew going out after a natural disaster to repair lines, the radio communications that they're using, that's our core business on the radio business, and we look within the market space to make that more efficient. So we provide the back-end infrastructure, and we look at partners to provide the actual thing that you talk into, the subscriber. So it's collaborative in that sense.
And lastly, what do you see as some of the trends that are coming out now? And especially over the last 2 years, things have changed a lot.
Yeah, so things have changed. So I think more automation, looking at a lot of AI technology. We are looking at drone markets become very popular, and looking at ways to utilize drones within the airport infrastructure to help with different facets of it, like flight testing prior to expensive airplane rentals to do a flight test. So those technologies that might have been taboo early on, and looking at how to make them more mainstream, I think, is sort of the goal that we have.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for talking to us
You got
today.
it. I'm glad to be here.
Nate Maloney, Leonardo, check them out online. And what's your website?
It's www.leonardocompany-us.com.
You got it. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.